Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yolanda Melody. Today I want to talk about my very unorthodox ways of viewing the aging process. And mostly I want to teach you guys how to reverse the aging process with the power of your mind. There's not a lot of people that want to do videos about this because most people have a solid belief in their mind that aging is inescapable, it's completely out of your control, and that any person who's trying to tell you otherwise is a scam artist. Well, let me just say this. I don't have a cream or a pill that I'm trying to sell you. I'm not going to tell you in this video that in order to reverse the aging process, you need to take this magical supplement or this product. In all fairness, it doesn't really affect me at all whether you believe what I'm about to say or not. But I want to pass the torch and I want other people to be able to see from this perspective because I believe it's a lot better than most people's perspective when it comes to aging. So let's just start off with this. Point number one, I try to avoid celebrating my birthday as often as possible. This all kind of started really from a pattern that I noticed as I was growing up, that every single birthday that I had ended up with me being in tears over one thing or another. I think birthdays for a lot of people are actually not this bright, enjoyable, happy day. A lot of people don't really want a lot of attention on their birthday, and it really is a weird concept if you think about it. Some people see it very simply that your birthday is a day where you celebrate the birth of you, and a lot of people see it that their birthday is one day where everything is focused on them for once, and for a lot of people they embrace it fully and they tend to have very enjoyable birthdays. But for me, I never managed to actually get that same enjoyment that everybody else seemed to be getting. For me, I enjoyed every other day of the year and I dreaded my birthday. And then I started spinning it in a more positive way because I kept having this bad luck with bad birthdays. I just thought, I'm just going to try and ignore it altogether and pretend that I didn't have a birthday. Of course, on my birthday, I'll still receive happy birthdays from people and I'll accept presents. But for me, I choose personally not to have a big celebratory event on my birthday. And another thing that I actually do and started doing years ago was calling it a reverse day. Now, some of you guys might already have noticed that I do this, because when I say happy birthday to anybody else, I'll say happy reverse day, because then instead of getting older, you're getting younger. Words are powerful and words are spells, so why not have fun with it and start making up your own rules? A lot of people like to celebrate the big birthdays. For example, getting to 21 is a big birthday, and then your 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, and so forth tends to be celebrated as a big birthday. And because of that milestone, a lot of people will have balloons with that number. They will have cards that people have bought for them with the number on it. And then if they have a celebratory event on their birthday, everyone is going on and on and on saying, it's your 40th, you're 40 years old. And they make all these jokes about, oh, you're getting old now, and oh, you better need a walking stick, and all of this shit, right? And they think it's funny. They think that their words do not hold any form of weight, but they do, because I have witnessed this. I have went to birthday parties where there was one in particular, it was a 40th, and this person had the balloons, the cards and everything. And there was this constant talk about, oh, you're 40 now, oh, it's your 40th, right? And this person, his personality is very, very vibrant, jokey, youthful. And I watched in real time as the hours passed by, his entire demeanour started to change. He went from being this fun, youthful person, and by the end of the evening, he was acting as if he was a pensioner or something. And when I say that, I'm saying what people view a pensioner as. He was adopting an old and withering mindset. Now, the good news is, simply if he changed his mind, if he changed his perception of aging, he would be able to come across as 10 times more youthful. The problem is easily solved. A lot of people just feel like they are at the absolute mercy of aging. And part of this is to do with the way that we are brainwashed in society. You tend to have the two oppositions of mindsets. You have the people who desperately don't want to age, so they'll do anything that they can possibly think of that they're told prevents aging or slows down the process. You've got the people who go out and get Botox and filler to try and reverse or slow the aging process, when in actuality it doesn't work and it actually damages your body and doesn't make you look more youthful at all. You've got that group of people, and then you've got the other group of people that are almost demonizing wanting to look young and saying you should age gracefully and embrace your wrinkles, embrace the aging process. And it's like there is no mainstream representation for this perspective that I'm telling you guys in this video. You will not find it in the mainstream because it disrupts the very fabric of the cosmetics industry. People don't realise that we've been programmed literally from birth to be terrified of aging, to feel powerless to the process, and we've been told that the only solutions to this problem are things that you can buy. Collagen tablets, Botox filler, anti-wrinkle cream, surgery, facelifts. But nobody ever talks about health and mindset. And that really is the truth about staying young. And it's so screamingly obvious. I know people that have been aging themselves with the words that they have said, and they have aged very, very quickly, and it goes against how they should look at that age, simply because they don't look after their health, they don't live a holistic lifestyle, and they have this firm belief of what someone of their age is supposed to look like. And with the media and the cosmetics industry, the more fear that people have that they are gonna look a certain way at a certain age, the younger that fear can be instilled, the sooner they grab another customer that is gonna buy a load of their shitty products that actually damage your skin. The incentive is huge. Cosmetics companies must be feeling fantastic right now because they used to only be able to market to women who are 50 or 60, and now 21-year-olds are buying their anti-wrinkle creams. But where's the profit in telling people that they just need to change their mindset? One thing that I've always done is I have tried to ignore what the number says on paper when it comes to my age. I actually deliberately push it out of my mind altogether that I am a certain age. And I've actually had many scenarios where people have asked me how old I am, and I have genuinely forgot. Because we're brainwashed with how you're supposed to feel and look at a certain age, I don't want that to influence my thoughts at all, because I've seen what it's done to other people. I have seen it time and time again. There are certain people that have literally aged themselves with their mind. The good news is that it can be changed. You can change it with your mindset. I've seen plenty of people that have been going through a rough time, for example, and because of the suffering that they're going through and because they're miserable, it has made them appear like they've aged. And then the second that they're in a good place and things have changed for them and they're happy, suddenly they look 10 years younger. It's not makeup, guys. It's not that they've changed their skincare routine. It's that their mind is working for their body. We're told some bullshit that as you get to a certain age, your body stops producing collagen, right? But could it not be also that as you get to a certain age, for most people in Western society, they have had years and years and years of eating shit food, drinking alcohol, being depressed, being bogged down by everything in adult life, and their body just stops working efficiently after a while and starts to slow down with its regeneration of cells. Could that not be the case as well? Or instead of? I get pissed off because there are people out there that know this and they hide this information. That's why I get so annoyed by this. Or passionate, rather. Another thing is that there is a difference between aging and growing up. Of course, growing up is something that is factual and happens. That being said, you do still get some adults that could pass for a child, and they can go well into their 20s or 30s. I am not kidding. When I was younger, I really wanted to grow up. I was desperate to become an adult. And I think most young people feel exactly the same way, because when you're a child, you don't have authority over your own life. You feel like you're imprisoned and you've got all of these restrictions and rules that you have to follow. Of course, when you get older, you realise that a lot of those rules are put there for your own protection. But still, because I spent all of my youth wanting to grow up, when I did finally grow up, I was like, okay, I'm just going to stay like this then. I'm happy like this. And genuinely, I don't care what anybody says. I have a very, very firm belief that I just keep looking better with age. I am always looking back at my past self and thinking, I look better now. And it just keeps happening. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because that is a different mindset that you could have, as opposed to what the mainstream narrative tells you is that you get to 21 and then it's downhill from there. You've peaked there and then that's it. No, there's a reason why people are attracted to adults as opposed to children. Because obviously there is an aspect of being an adult. There are features that adults have that are attractive to other adults. I mean, I always grew up with like a really fat face. And I am still waiting for a bit of definition, which again comes from being an adult. So if you're a teenager watching this, you have that to look forward to. And gaining more definition and losing the puppy fat is not a negative sign of aging to me anyway. You're becoming a different version of yourself. I literally know 50-year-olds that have got ID'd, right? No joke. Basically, the secret to reversing the aging process, if you want practical tips, here it is. The mind is powerful, but also you do need to take action. But the action that the media is telling you to do is the wrong action. Health is everything. Your health will literally determine what you look like. If you are healthy on the inside, it will show on the outside. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we're told a multitude of lies about what actually is healthy. We're told, for example, I was drinking soya milk for the longest time because I was told this lie that dairy ages you and that dairy does this, that and the other and it's bad and it's unhealthy, right? I soon started to notice that the soya milk was poison, right? And after years and years of consuming this crap, I finally switched over to cow's milk and I feel so much different and more healthy for doing it. Seed oils, any form of seed oils, if you're talking about sunflower oil, what's the other ones? Rapeseed oil. Oh. Basically, avoid seed oils like the plague. But unfortunately, when I tell you this, you will find they have put seed oils in virtually everything processed that you could possibly think of. So I found that the easiest answer to that is to avoid processed food. If all processed food contains some form of seed oil, then I just won't eat processed food anymore. And I would generally say the more natural and basic that you go with your diet, with simple natural ingredients, you can't go wrong. This goes for if you want to be a meat eater or a vegan. I personally believe that as long as you are getting enough nutrition from natural sources, you could do one or the other. I mean, I'm pescatarian, so I've only ever consumed fish as a form of meat. And I can personally say that my health is impeccable. If you want to take it one step further, I would highly recommend when you have a birthday, call it a reverse day, just for fun. But it's not just fun. It's witchcraft. I'm joking. Well, another thing is to not keep it fresh in your mind that you are a certain age. I honestly do just see myself as myself. To be honest, I've never really felt like a real adult, even though technically I am. But I feel like a lot of adults out there feel exactly the same way. They feel like they're a kid in a grown-up's body. And that is such a good thing. That is something that actually, that is the goal. And it's not just for the purpose of keeping yourself youthful on the outside. It is for the purpose that you should never lose that inner child. The more that you can be that child that you were, with the knowledge and with the wisdom, of course, but having that element of humour and fun and playfulness and ease. The reason why people age is because they fucking lose that. It gets hammered out of them. A lot of the time it just happens when they're in school. They stop being fun right at the beginning because society, the teachers, everything, it's just completely dimmed their light and turn them into a fucking robot. And then you get that odd shining person that you see once in every while that is clearly a grown adult, but they're having fun, they're being weird, they're joking around, and they're not walking around with a hunchback saying that they can't walk that far because of their age. It might sound a bit insensitive, me saying that, but a lot of people want to be a martyr. A lot of people get this enjoyment out of being the victim and receiving sympathy. You might think that it's all innocent, but it's not, because this is how things like Munchausen by proxy are developed, which is when someone deliberately makes themselves ill because they're addicted to the attention that they get and the sympathy they get from other people. And the by proxy part is when they project that onto their children, right? It's very sick, but there are people out there that do this. There are grown-ups that have children, and they make those children victims of the medical industry. They tell them that they're ill. They say they've got all these health problems, when in actual fact they're fine, and that the medication is actually making them ill. That's why I don't have sympathy. And that's why I'll actually speak about this and not sugarcoat it, because it's serious. There are other ways to enjoy the attention of others than getting sympathy. Maybe instead of trying to be the victim, you could actually seek to have others admire how great you are. Strive to be brilliant. Okay, you get a lot of hate and evil eye, but life is better. It's better to feel that way. It's better to feel good about yourself. I feel like I went on a million tangents there, and I don't know whether I put the point across very clear, but if you want me to elaborate on anything that I've just said, I would love to. So thank you to everyone who likes, comments, shares and subscribes, and thank you so much to everyone who has donated to this channel. It really does help a great deal. Love you, bye.